Okay, we're going to get to the serious stuff, but first let's go to the point of order, fun, and first the NDP up.
And finally, today they go ahead with a plan to quadruple the carbon tax. Quadruple the carbon tax. Quadruple.
Point of order. For the member from Elmo-Transcona, if you can just give me a minute, if I could just consult with the table for an instant. The honourable member from Elmo-Transcona on a point of order.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I may have been under a mistaken impression. I thought we were in the question and comment period, but perhaps we're into speeches. I just wonder if you could provide some guidance to the Leader of the Conservative Party. Thank you.
I thank the honourable.
Well, that's the NDP. He goes at him. But that's not all.
I thank the honourable member from Elmo-Transcona. We are in a period of question and comments. There are 10 minutes for questions and comments. I am hoping that the honourable leader of the opposition will come to his questions so that we'll have an equal amount of time for the Minister of Finance to respond, and as well as I know that there are other finance critics from each of the parties who would also like to ask questions and comments. The honourable.
Well, and Conservative MP Tochor, I hope I'm saying his name right. He strikes back. Tochor strikes back. And he's straight-laced. He's a smart MP.
The government of the Bank of Canada said that spending on housing wouldn't be inflationary. Now, she announced some measures today for social housing, but they don't start until 2025, 2026.
Trigger the Conservative.
The honourable member rising on a point of order.
My point of order, Mr. Speaker, is that there isn't a question in this long, rambling, pointless speech.
I'd like to remind all members that this is question and comments. The honourable member from.
Okay, so here's the serious bits. A couple, just very short clips of just the gist of the speech from MP Freeland. The mini statement that isn't one. There's Tochor, he just walked by.
And that was more investment per capita than any of our G7 allies. More investment than the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, France, or Japan.
Wow.
And the IMF projects Canada to likewise see the strongest economic growth in the G7 next year.
Wow.
What does all of this mean for people, Mr. Speaker? What this means is that our economy is creating great jobs for Canadians from coast to coast to coast. And compared to before the pandemic, I am so glad to be able to say that over 1 million more Canadians are employed today.
There you have, there's a quick gist. And then there's a couple other items that mentioned in a 20-minute speech. This is just the gist. And then there's Pierre coming up.
We have signed agreements with cities across the country to slash the red tape, which is preventing homes from being built in the first place. And in exchange, we're providing them with new funding to build more than 100,000 new homes faster. Because our country needs more homes, and we need more of them fast. Nous devons construire.
We must build homes in our biggest cities and our smallest towns. We must build detached family homes and secondary suites. We must build co-op housing and rental apartments.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has a chance to do his rebuttal questions and a little bit of a speech, and here it is. It's a pretty good one. Check it out.
With this $20 billion of costly new spending, this update can be summed up very simply. Prices up, rent up, debt up, taxes up, time's up. Common sense conservatives will vote non-confidence on this disgusting scam.
After 8 years of this Prime Minister, he is not worth the cost, and today he's adding another $20 billion to inflation, which will put pressure on interest rates. In addition, today he proposes to increase taxes on the backs of middle-class people. So that is why the Conservatives, guided by common sense, will vote against and non-confidence in this government.
You know, a year ago, this finance minister told the House she'd have the budget balanced by the year 2028. In that time, she has announced $100 billion of additional debt above and beyond having doubled that debt in the first place. This debt is already being paid by Canadians with the worst inflation in 40 years, with interest rates that risk a mortgage meltdown on the $900 billion of mortgages that will renew over the next 3 years. That's 2/3 of mortgages, with the IMF saying that of all 40 OECD countries, Canada is the most at risk of a mortgage crisis. And now, her solution, another $20 billion of inflationary spending. This after the Governor of the Bank of Canada has said that deficits are adding 2 full percentage points to mortgage rates on the backs of Canadians. And finally, today they go ahead with a plan to quadruple the carbon tax. Quadruple the carbon tax. Quadruple.
Point of order. For the member from Elmo Transcona, can just give me a minute if I could just consult with the table for an instant. The honourable member from Elmo Transcona on a point of order.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I may have been under a mistaken impression. I thought we were in the question and comment period, but perhaps we're into speeches. I just wonder if you could provide some guidance to the Leader of the Conservative Party. Thank you.
I thank the honourable. I do thank the honourable member from Elmo Transcona. We are in a period of question and comments. There are 10 minutes for questions and comments. I am hoping that the honourable Leader of the Opposition will come to his question so that we'll have an equal amount of time for the Minister of Finance to respond, and as well as I know that there are other finance critics from each of the parties who would also like to ask questions and comments. The honourable Leader of the Opposition, I hope, can come soon to his question.
We can always count on the NDP to betray their constituents and come to the rescue of the tax and spending. And here they go again. And so my question, not just on behalf of the common sense conservatives, but on behalf of the countless people who are losing their homes, who are lined up at food banks, who are living through the worst economy since the Great Depression, is exactly how much will it cost the average family when this government goes ahead with its plan to quadruple the carbon tax? How much?
Oh, well, MP Freeland, will she strike back or what? Here's her reply.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, let's start by setting the record straight. Canada has the lowest debt and the lowest deficit in the G7, and we've had the fastest rate of fiscal consolidation. And you don't need to ask me, Mr. Speaker, about our fiscally responsible track record. Talk to the ratings agencies, because they have reaffirmed our AAA rating. But, Mr. Speaker, the question that we all need to be asking the Conservatives is, why are they so passionately opposed to the investments that Canadians need? Why are they opposed to early learning and childcare, which is working, which is making life more affordable for Canadians and is expanding our labor force at a time when we desperately need it? Why are they so opposed to building more homes faster for Canadians? Why have they said it is, quote unquote, disgusting to be investing in building more rental homes? Is it disgusting for us to be cracking down on Airbnb? And why are they so opposed to our essential investments in the industrial transformation that Canada needs?
Why?
Thanks for watching.